Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. We have to learn Gita Yoga. You are studying Patanjali Yoga Darshan, we will study the same yoga in the light of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. And to start with, I will request you to open first chapter, first verse, which I will chant and then you repeat. And then the last verse of the last chapter, that also I will chant and you repeat, and then I will get you into the mode. Everybody found out? Yes. Dhritarashtra uvacha dharma kshetre kurukshetre samaveta yuyutsavaha mamaka pandavaschaiva kimakurvata sanjaya. Now we take the last verse of the last chapter on page 237. Yatra yogeshvara krishno yatra partho dhanurdharaha tatra sirvijayo bhutihi Dhruvani tirmatirmama. Now if you take these two verses, the first verse begins with the word dharma. Dharma kshetre, kuru kshetre, etc. And the last word of the last verse of Bhagavad Gita, bhuti dhruva nitir mama. Mama is the last word. So the first word is dharma and the last word is mama. So what Bhagavad Gita talks about? It is summarized in these two words. Bhagavad Gita talks about mama dharma. What is my position in life? Dharma, I am not talking about Hinduism, Christianity, Islam, no. What is the dharma of a student? The dharma of the student is to study, not get entangled in unwanted activities. See? So, mama dharma, what is my position in life? You have heard in that mantra, wherever I am, whenever I am, whatever I am, I shall be 100%. This is whole Bhagavad Gita. Now where are you? In the class. What are you as a student? Isn't it? When? Now. So at this moment, what is your dharma? You are only student. You are neither man nor woman, neither young nor old, neither rich nor poor. You are only the student of Gita. Once you take this as a foundation of your life, you will never be frustrated in life. What happens to us? We sit for meditation. And what is our meditation? Half an hour meditation, rest of the day frustration. See? Because this principle is not followed. When we are sitting for meditation, that time what we are, where we are, when we are, that we forget. And then this I am telling you from my experience. I remember when we used to have our meditation classes in many hundreds of years before I am telling you. I used to have that kind of experience. See? Sit for meditation and the thoughts will come. Why don't they keep the washing machine in the ashram, We have to go and wash my clothes. It is so cold. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. And every day idli dosha, oh God. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. This used to be our meditation. Because we are not following this. Wherever I am, whenever I am, whatever I am, I shall be 100%. This is yoga according to Bhagavad Gita. You know the story of Bhagavad Gita in short. Arjun came on the battlefield as a warrior, but he forgot. Then he became somebody's grandson, somebody's disciple. So on the battlefield, you are not somebody's grandson. On the battlefield, you are only a warrior. But he forgot that. And the moment you forget your position in life, you are totally shattered personality. And such shattered persons are able to do nothing except chaos in their life. Therefore, what Bhagavad Gita tells is Mama Dharma. What is our position at a given period of time, in a given place, at a given situation, that alone should be 100% respected. With this introduction, we should start learning what Bhagavad Gita tells. Now, in the first verse, this is the only verse which is attributed to Dhritarashtra. There are 700 verses in Bhagavad Gita, but only one verse is attributed to Dhritarashtra. And Bhagavad Gita is told by many people to many people. For example, first it was told by Bhagavan Sri Krishna to Arjun, first. Second, it was told by Sanjay to Dhritarashtra. Third, it was heard by Hanumanji when Bhagavad Gita was told. Hanumanji was on the top of the chariot of Arjuna. Therefore, he was called as Kapidhvaja. So, these are the three people who learned. One is Dhritarashtra, second is Arjuna, third is Hanumanji, and fourth you are. So, four of us are the pairs of student-teacher, student-teacher. Now, what happened to Dhritarashtra after listening to whole Bhagavad Gita? There is no mention anywhere. Nothing happened to him. He was a stone, he was born blind, and he refused to open his eyes. If somebody is sleeping, you can wake him up. But if somebody is pretending that he is sleeping, you cannot wake him up. Exactly the same way, Dhritarashtra was that kind. He didn't want to know, he didn't want to change. He was obsessed with his own ignorance. Therefore, although he heard the whole Bhagavad Gita, yet no change has happened in him. As he was before listening, after listening, he was the same. This is what happens with many people. They go to satsanga and they study Bhagavad Gita, they quote left and right. But when it comes to their personal life, they are completely flawed. And such people bring bad name to Bhagavad Gita. Oh, we know our Dadima, every day she reads Bhagavad Gita, she does the puja, and only when she is in the temple, then there is a peace at home. The moment she comes out of the temple, then the Dharma Kshetre, Kurukshetre, the fight begins at home. See, friends, we should not study Gita like Dhritarashtra heard. We have to study Gita like Arjuna heard. First principle. Now the second thing. Arjuna heard Bhagavad Gita, and thereafter what happened? See, this is the crux of whole Bhagavad Gita. It is nowhere mentioned. Bhagavan did not ask Arjun, did you get the knowledge? Nowhere he asked. And Arjuna also didn't ask, give me knowledge. Knowledge cannot be given. Then what is to be done? Ignorance has to be removed. See, friends. So what Arjuna said himself, we'll come to that verse in a detailed way, that I am dharma sammuda cheta, I am confused. Confusion of one's identity is the biggest problem for every human being on planet. Identity crisis. As to who is he at a given period of time. So when he came on the battlefield with a view to fight the war, and then he forgot that he is a warrior first, and then in relation to somebody. And therefore he said, I am confused, I don't want to fight the war. And then after the whole Bhagavad Gita was told, Bhagavan Krishna did not ask Arjun, did you get the knowledge? No, he didn't ask. Then he said, कच्चिद एत श्रुतं पार्थ त्वया एकाग्रेण चेतसा कच्चिद अज्ञान सम्मोहः प्रणष्टस्ते धनंजय. हे अर्जुन, हे धनंजय, have you heard carefully what I said? Vimrushya etad asheshena. Now whatever you have heard, now you interpret, you interact, you do what you like. I shall not take decision for you. No wise man takes decision for others. Otherwise people take decision for everyone. You know our Indian tradition, if the boy or girl is not doing well or some kind of problem at home, the elderly people, dada, dadi, nana, nani, they all tell, shadi kara do. It is such a solution that he is booked for the whole life. Therefore, here Arjun was never asked, do this. He was told everything. And then he was asked, has your delusion gone? Nashto moha smritir labdha tat prasadat maya chuta. And Arjun also says, O Lord, my delusion has gone. Delusion about what? Wherever I am, whenever I am, whatever I am, I was confused. Think. This seems very simple, but that is the foundation of spiritual life. And if this you remember, your whole life, wherever you are, whatever you are, doesn't matter. You will be always at peace with yourself. Presently what happens? Our mind is running either in the past memories or unborn future worries. And as a result, we are always in a tug of war going on within us. And therefore, this Gita Yoga tells us this thing. So, nothing happened to Arjun, nothing happened to Dhritarashtra, something happened to Arjun, his delusion gone. What happened to Sanjay? He also heard from Bhagwan Krishna by the grace of Vedavyasa. He said very clearly, Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna, where there is wisdom, Yatra Partho Dhanurdharaha, where there is a dynamic personality. That means dynamism plus wisdom. If these two things go together, success, fulfillment, prosperity and peace is bound to be. This is what Sanjay has understood. And there is a commentary on Bhagavad Gita written by Hanumanji. It's called a Pishacha Bhashya. And there also he has explained it in a very beautiful way. Now you are listening. Now let us see what happens to you. Therefore, this is one part. Now second part. The Bhagavad Gita that we are reading is not what was told by Bhagwan Sri Krishna to Arjuna. Be very attentive. The Bhagavad Gita that we are reading was told by Sanjay to Dhritarashtra. And Bhagavad Gita was told originally before the war began. These points you will not know anywhere. They are very subtle points. And the war was going on. Every day what is happening on the battlefield, everything was related to the king Dhritarashtra. So many soldiers were killed, so many elephants were killed, so many chariots were broken. Every day's report is there in Mahabharata. He cannot answer this question that Dharma Kshetre, Kurukshetre on the battlefield, Samaveta Yutsava, they came together with a view to fight. Mamaka and Pandavaha, Maya and Pandu's children, what they have done. Now can this question be valid? See, Indian cricket team and New Zealand cricket team, when they went on the playground, what they did? They made pakoda. This question is invalid. It cannot be this question. See friends, questions have got different shades. One question is examination. Like when you are asked, you are examined. In one school, the question was there, what is the capital of India? The student wrote, sir, you don't know even this much? See, so one question is asked for evaluation. So this question Dhritarashtra has asked is of not that type. Second type of question is when you want to inquire. See, I want to go to library. Will you please tell me where is the library? This is inquiry. The third question is, you are so smart and therefore you are late. This is sarcasm and objection. This Dhritarashtra's question had this shade because he heard Bhagavad Gita on the 10th day of the battle. And on the 10th day, when Bhishmacharya, the invincible warrior, he fell to the arrows of Arjuna, it was impossible thing to happen. See? It is something like Tendulkar clean bowled, 0. So, it was such an impossible thing. And when it happened, then this Dhritarashtra was totally shaken because his all strength was Bhishmacharya. That he cannot be defeated and he will defeat everybody and the war will be in our favor. But it so happened on the 10th day, Bhishmacharya fell to the arrows of Arjuna and then Dhritarashtra became totally nonplussed. And then he called Sanjay. Hey Sanjay, what happened? How can this happen? What is the reason that we are defeated in this election? See? That is the question. And therefore, Sanjay tells, before the war began, before the war began, what happened? That is the story, it starts. See, friends, and therefore, when we are studying Bhagavad Gita, we should have this background clearly. Then we will come to know what is the meaning of Mama Dharma, what is my position as a being in this world. So, Kim Akurvata Sanjaya, what they have done together. Now Sanjay tells, now we will not go shlok by shlok. He said, Drishtva tu Pandavanikam Vyudam Duryodhanastada Acharyam Upasangamya Raja Vachanam Abravit. He said, when this your son Duryodhana, when he saw all the warriors coming together, and that very time Bhagavan Sri Krishna, who was the charioteer of Arjuna, he also happened to enter the battlefield. And then Arjuna tells Bhagavan Krishna, kindly take my chariot between the two armies. Suppose these are the two armies, Pandavas and Kauravas, and in between is a no man's land, space. So Arjun tells that kindly take my chariot between the two armies. Here is the trick. Had Bhagavan Krishna taken Arjuna's chariot in front of Duryodhan Dushasan, Arjun will never be confused. But what Bhagavan Krishna did? He did not take the chariot in front of his enemies. He took the chariot in front of Bhishma Drona Pramukhataha Sarvesham cha Mahikshitam Uvacha Partha Pashetan Samavetan Kuruniti. He took the chariot in front of Bhishmacharya and Dronacharya. And not only that, he said, you wanted to know with whom you have to fight? You have to fight with your own people. Your Guru, Dronacharya, your grandfather, Bhishmacharya, your brothers. You have to fight with your own people. Friends, this is the Gita Yoga. Fighting with the enemies is not a big issue. But when nears and dears, when they start behaving like enemies, then the real problem comes. Is it not the condition of our country? We are capable of fighting with any enemy. But when there are some people who are acting against our own country, to fight with them is very difficult. See, I'll tell you one example about it. Once I went to somebody's place for a lunch or a dinner, and a very rich family, a Marwari family, and when we were sitting for food, then the lady told, Swamiji, you please tell my husband, he is spoiling our son. He is giving him too much of money. I said, Mama, let me finish my food. Then we will talk about it. Now, on the table, food with only food, nothing else. Then, even then she continued. See, he has spoiled. I said, Mama, please stop or else I will get out. Okay. Then she kept quiet. Thereafter, the husband, my friend told me, Swamiji, I will explain you later. We finished our food. He took me to his bedroom. A huge store well. He opened it. He said, I trust you, I know you. Opened. Those days, 500 rupees notes were not there. Maximum was 100 rupees. He opened that almirah. It was packed with 100 rupees notes bundles completely. And he says, my son comes and asks me, Dad, I want 5,000 rupees. So I tell him, morning only you have taken 5,000. What for you want? He will straight away say, Dad, is this the number of the income tax officer? May I call him? Now tell me, what should I do? I should protect my money or I should protect my son? I said, protect money. Practical. See, friends, we all suffer never because of the enemies. We all suffer because of ourselves. Atmaiva atmano bandhu, atmaiva ripuratmana. In the 6th chapter, Bhagavan will tell us. See, we are most miserable exclusively because of ourselves. If we can mind our mind, we have learned Bhagavad Gita Yoga. But we don't know how to mind our mind. And this is what Bhagavad Gita tells us. So, when the chariot was brought in front of Bhishmacharya, Dronacharya, and having seen that, then Arjuna was totally paralyzed, and he himself says, अथ व्यवस्थितान् दृष्ट्वा धार्तराष्ट्रान् कपिध्वजः प्रवृत्ते शस्त्र सम्पाते धनुरुद्यम पांडवः ऋषिकेशं तदा वाक्यम इदमाह महीपते. Then, O Dhritarashtra, when the chariot was brought in front of Bhishmacharya, Dronacharya, and Arjuna saw he has to fight with his own people, and he became totally paralyzed. And what is his own words? Senayor ubayor madhya ratham sthapaya me chuta. And then he says, Eva mukta Hrishikesho gudakeshena bharata. Then further, when he saw his own near and dear, then he says, in the verse number 28, Drishtvevam swajanam Krishna yutsum samupastitam sidanti mama gatrani mukam cha parishushati vepathuscha sharire me roma harshascha jayate. When I saw my own dears and near on the battlefield, my mouth has become dried, my body is trembling, and the Gandiva Dhanusha, which was in his hand, the bow and arrow, it slipped from my hand. And Nacha Shaknomya Vasthatum Brahmati Vache Me Mana. I am unable to hold myself. I am going in circles and circles. Therefore, I don't want to fight this war. He came to fight the war, and now he says, I don't want to fight the war. Who was responsible? Anything outside? No. Inside. Friends, remember this. If you can mind your mind, you have learned the Bhagavad Gita Yoga. I am not telling you according to Patanjali. Patanjali you know very well. What Patanjali says? Yogaha Chitta Vritti Nirodha. So simply do the Nirodha Chitta Vritti. What next? You have to live in this world. You have to live in this world, isn't it? Normally we halt there. Yogaha Chitta Vritti Nirodha. But there is next also sutra. Tada Drashtuhu Sarupe Avasthanam. Now you know this Sanskrit very well. These two words always go in pair. Yada and tada, is it not? Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhyutthanam adharmasya tadatmanam srujamyam. Similarly, when it says tada drashtuhu swarupe avasthanam, in the earlier sutra, we have to add yada. Yada yoga chitta vritti nirodha bhavati tada drashtuhu swarupe avasthanam. This is how these two sutras should put together. Then only we have understood what Patanjali has said. But normally we are halting yoga chitta vritti nirodha, and that never happens. You ask any yogi in the whole world, has he really achieved chitta vritti nirodha? By chitta vritti nirodha, you cannot conduct yourself. Even sleep is not a chitta vritti nirodha. Because sleep is also abhava pratyaya lambana vrittihi nidra. See? So when you want to chitta vritti nirodha, it is impossible. And with that chitta vritti nirodha, how can you conduct the business of life? You can't sit down only like a stone for the whole life. No. You have to live dynamically in this world. See, friends. And therefore, when Arjuna came to this point, that tasman nahara vayam hamtu dhadrashta subandhavan swajanami katham hatva sukhina syama madhava. So in this way, Arjuna became totally confused. And the cause of the confusion was not external. Cause of confusion was internal. He could not remember that he is on the battlefield. Take another example. This happened somewhere when I was in some other country. They were supposed to operate on me for something. So my friend, who was a good doctor, very expert, he called another friend of his, and then I was operated. So afterwards I said, hey, why didn't you operate? He says, Swami, I cannot operate. But I said, you are expert, you have done hundreds of operations, I have done it. But that time when I used to open, it was opening the abdomen. But when you are on the operation table, our Swamiji, I can't touch. Now tell me, on the operation table, you are a surgeon or a disciple? Think. This is what happens with all of us. Remember this Maha Mantra. Repeat after me. Wherever I am, whenever I am, whatever I am, I shall be 100%. Work on this. You must have heard many big mantras. Om Trambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiyo Bandhanat Mrityor Mukshiyamamritat. Not understanding a single word out of it, is it not? Now this is a simple mantra. You can't say, I don't understand. See, friends, therefore, what Bhagavad Gita tells us is this. The problems are not outside. Problems are within. And if we can mind our mind, then only a seeker is born. Otherwise, we will be simply leading a frustrated life. And thus he says that even if I had to get the world, 3 worlds, I will not fight. And in the last verse, Evam Arjuna Sankhe Rathopastu Upavishad Visrujya Sasaram Chapam Shoka Savigna Manasa. And thus he decided, now I shall not fight. He got down from the chariot, Visrujya Sasaram Chapam. He has given up his bow and arrow and Shoka Savigna Manasa, frustrated, depressed, dejected. See, if you have to operate a patient, he is first secured, anesthesia, etc., then only you can operate. When you have to study Bhagavad Gita or any scriptures, the teacher has to first secure the minds of the students. And the minds of the students are secured. Be very attentive. If we have respect and reverence for the teacher from whom we are learning, then only learning happens. See, I tell you, when I was in school, I went only in the school, not further. That's why I became a Babaji. If you are good for nothing, you can follow these two paths. Either become a politician or become a Babaji. You require no qualification. When you are disqualified, you are fit for this. So, we used to be taught Sanskrit. And I don't know what was the enmity between me and that Sanskrit teacher. He used to always punish me in that Sanskrit class. He'll make me go near the wall, face the wall, extend your hand like crucifixion, and look ahead. And till the 35 minutes class is over, I had to stand like this facing the wall. And I used to become so angry with that teacher. I have taken a vow that time in my life, I will never study Sanskrit. Because I had no respect for the teacher. But ultimately I ended in Sanskrit only. See, my friends, therefore, whenever we do anything, we must have a reverential attitude. Then only the knowledge can happen. Okay. Now, Arjuna was in this chaotic situation. And let us analyze the whole first chapter before we go to the second. There are many more things told in the first chapter. Only 3 things I will tell you in short. There are 3 characters which are involved in the first chapter. One is Dhritarashtra, second is Duryodhana, and third is Arjuna. 3 of them. Dhritarashtra was so much obsessed with the chair that he didn't want to leave the chair of the king, although he has wrongly occupied that. Like our ministers, they don't want to leave the chair. So Dhritarashtra means what? Those who are holding. Dhrita means held. Rashtra means the chair. The one who is holding on to the chair is a Dhritarashtra. Once in Delhi, there was a mock parliament and I was invited there. And then they called somebody, some kind of question is said. So they asked me, Swamiji, if you are made Prime Minister of India for one day and you are allowed to make one law which will be passed without any opposition, what is that you will do on that day? If this is the chance given to you. I said, I will transfer the capital of India from New Delhi, which is Hastinapur, to Jumritalaya. Why? I said, because below the chair of the head of the state is the ghost of Dhritarashtra buried. Therefore, anybody who goes and sits over there, he doesn't want to leave it. They are Dhritarashtra holding on to the matter, tamoguni. That is tamoguni mamata, attachment, mamaka pandavaschayo. The second one was Duryodhana. Madarthe tyakta jivinaha. They are ready to die for me. That means he was not worried about somebody's death. But I was important. I want to win, even at the cost of others. That is the Rajasic mamata, attachment. And the third one is the Sattvic attachment. This is the most dangerous one. And that was Arjuna. These goody brand people are most dangerous. See, be frank, open, clear, simple. But we try to prove, I am holier than thou. Those who are these holier thou than brand people, they are very dangerous. This word I learned from one small girl. Once I was invited somewhere in Shimla. And when I went in their house, the moment I entered, I felt very uncomfortable. I don't know what was happening. So that lady said, Swamiji, please sit down. I will get the food ready. May take 10-15 minutes. I said, all right. Then I was seeing here and there. Those days, TV had recently come in India. It's that time story. So I just went and started fiddling with the TV. And some cinema songs started coming. The moment the song started coming, like the rats coming out of the holes, 4 or 5 children came from this door, that door. I said, hey, this is a habited house, not a haunted. And when they came, then I said, hey, come on here. I said, who is she? And I didn't know anybody's name. So I said something. I said, is it Lata Mangeshkar singing? Swamiji, you don't know this? I said, no, she is not Lata Mangeshkar. I said, then whatever she may be, who cares? And slowly, we became friends. The ice was thawed. And afterward, the food came. So like I gave you everybody Bhagavad Gita, I said, hey, be in a queue. The food was given to me. I said, first of all, I offer the food to my Bhagwan Krishna, and you are all my Lord today. So I will give two food everybody. I gave him one by one bite, and they went. And then I said, now take your food and we'll eat. And when we were sitting together in a very cheerful, happy, comfortable, relaxed atmosphere, eating, enjoying, singing, talking and all that. When everything was over, one girl asked this question, Swamiji, yes, you are not a holy crook. That is the first time I heard this word, holy crook. I said, what do you mean by holy crook? He said, when some Babajis come in our house, oh God, don't do this, don't hear. We were tied down inside the rooms, don't come out. And you came here and all that. I said, then, now I want to ask a question to my Dadima. What is that? Dadima? Yes. Swamiji ate food in that plate. He gave with his own hand to us. So he eats the same food as we eat. He watches TV, we watch TV. He is sitting on sofa set, we are sitting on sofa set. He talks English, we talk English. Now what is the difference between you and Swamiji and us? Why do you do namaskar to him? You don't do namaskar to us. Children are children, smart. So, then old people, when they don't know anything, Shesham kopena purayet, become angry so that everything is quietened down. Don't ask stupid questions. Questions are never stupid. The one who cannot answer, he is stupid. So, grandmother, she was telling, don't ask such questions. I said, Mama, he is right. Then you answer. I said, yes. Then I asked him the same thing. I said, look here. When you are taking food, that time do you think about cricket? Yes. When you are playing cricket, that time you think about your studies, homework? Yes. When you are doing your homework, that time do you think about a movie? Swamiji, how do you know all these things? I said, don't ask that question. You answer my question. Yes or no? Yes. I said, okay, now listen from me. When I talk, I talk. When I study, I study. When I eat. When I walk, I walk. Are you able to do this? No, it is impossible. I said, this is the difference between you and me. Yogaha karmasu kaushalam. This is all, friends. Yogi doesn't mean that we become abnormal. See, the day we understand this principle, then you are really studied Gita Yoga. So, first was Dhritarashtra attached to the matter, then Duryodhana attached to activity, and Arjuna was attached to being very good. How can I kill my grandfather? If it is your grandfather, I don't mind. How can I kill my guru? If it is your guru, I don't mind. How can I kill my own brother? If it is your brother, I don't mind. So where is the problem? Guru is not the problem. Grandfather is not the problem. Brother is not the problem. Killing is not the problem. The problem is my guru. Understand this principle, friends. The day you get out of this unwanted attachment to the worldly things and beings, you have understood the whole Bhagavad Gita. See? Mamaka Pandavaschaiva Kima Kurvata Sanjaya. Dhritarashtra, Madarthe Chakta Jivitaha. Then Duryodhan and Arjun says, Katham Vishmamaham Sankhe Dronam Cha Madhusudana Ishubi Pratiyotsyami Pujara Varisudana. Oh Lord, how can I kill Bhishmacharya, Dronacharya? They are worthy of worship. Pratiyotsyami is the word used by him. Pratiyotsyami means what? Even if they attack me, I should not retaliate. Like if our father gives us hard, we don't hold his hand and give him back. I don't know what you people do, but I am telling you in general. See, friends, therefore, This is the first part of Bhagavad Gita we have to all learn. The one more part important from the first chapter. Ignorant people first decide and then think. Wise people first think and then decide. Who are those? The liars. Liars or lawyers? My English is very poor. See? What the liars do, this is just an example. Suppose I have committed a murder. Suppose I have committed a murder. Then I want to save myself. So what will I do? I will go to a lawyer. I'll tell him, hey, I have done this thing, kindly save me. He said, okay, don't worry. And then he has already taken a decision. My client is innocent. Already taken a decision. After he has decided, then will he think in terms of opposing his own decision or supporting his own decision? Think. So then he will support. Whatever he decided that he will support. See? Exactly the same way. Arjuna has decided that etanna hantum ichchami gnatopi manusudana ishubi pratiyochyami pujara varisudana. I don't want to kill them. Anything may happen. I cannot kill them. See? When he has decided, then what he will think? Then he started, in the first chapter this comes, then he started telling wisdom to Bhagavan Krishna. Because Bhagavan Krishna didn't know anything. He was teaching. See, when this war happens, all the young people will die on the battlefield. Then the society will be left with only the ladies. And then the intruders will come. And then there will be all kinds of bad things happening. There will be crossbreeding. And then the crossbred progeny will be formed. And they will not do any pinda, udaka or shraddha. They will not do anything. As a result, our religion will be completely destroyed. And I will be responsible for that. Oh God, thank God I remembered right now. Now we should not take this war. And he keeps on teaching Bhagavan Krishna. Be attentive. Whatever he told in the first chapter about Dharma Shastra, it was correct, but it was quoted in a wrong place. These are two very important things. We may talk right, but is it necessary to talk? See? Remember one of the mantras you heard? Dekho, suno, mata bolo. Watch this word. Here, there is no need to comment. But we have that, I should not say, but you are dumb. When you know I should not say, why don't you keep your mouth shut? This is what happens in the elderly people, ladies. See? Our neighbor's daughter-in-law is far better than our daughter-in-law. I know I should not say, but I say. And thereafter regret for the whole life. Control your tongue. See? And therefore, this first chapter summarizes this part, that all problems are in our mind. They are not outside. And if we are able to pinpoint the problem will be identity crisis. As to who am I at a given time, in a given place, for what I have come. So the first chapter is summarized in this mantra. We have to close now? Time? Over? So, we will be closing this session with the same mantra again. Think about it twice, thrice, again and again. Put your right hand on your heart and say with all sincerity, wherever I am, whenever I am, whatever I am, I shall be 100%. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnahat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.